This is the Hot 7 Nightly News.
Good evening. It is Friday, 25th April 2025. I am Daniela Edwin. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We are on Flow Channel 117, Kiss FM, the Caribbean Hot FM mobile app, and the Caribbean Hot 7 TV Facebook page. Not forgetting those of you using the Hot 7 plug and play antenna. Thank you so much for joining us. Saint Lucian passports will henceforth be valid for longer than 5 years. That is according to Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre during his recent budget address. Marking a historic policy change, Inspector Crescent Lionel of the Immigration Department acknowledged the upcoming reforms, highlighting how it will be enforced.
During the recent budget address, Prime Minister Philippe J. Pierre announced a significant policy shift. The validity of Saint Lucian passports will be extended from 5 years to 10. In light of the development, Inspector Crescent Lionel, who leads the Immigration Department, has confirmed that a series of procedural adjustments will soon be implemented within the department to accommodate the new directive.
The goal of the department has been to become a high-performance department, maximizing efficiency and service delivery. The department has been tasked to oversee a few initiatives, including the introduction of kiosks at our ports. These kiosks would help to expedite the processing of passengers. We're expecting this kiosk to be on island tomorrow and to be in usage by next month. We are also tasked to monitor the implementation of the 10-year passport for persons 18 years and above. We are in conversation with CBN, who is the service provider, and they have indicated once they have taken care of the logistics of things that we should be seeing the first passport valid for 10 years being issued in the not too distant future.
Inspector Lionel further elaborated that the development of an online platform for electronic passports is nearing completion, marking a significant step forward in the modernization of the nation's travel documentation services.
We are also tasked to oversee online applications for renewals of the e-passports. The app, according to CBN, has been completed. It's now in the training module. The department has received the training for that. So before the end of this year, we should see a soft launching of the receipt of online applications for renewal of the e-passports. And once all the logistics are taken care of, then we would have the official opening.
The inspector also announced forthcoming modifications to the department's facilities aimed to enhancing the efficiency of passport services for elderly citizens and individuals with disabilities. These changes are expected to significantly improve accessibility and streamline the application process for these groups.
Also, we realized that there were issues with persons accessing the department on the second floor. So we have secured an area on the ground floor where we will attend to the disabled and sick and differently abled persons. So these persons will not be required to, soon they will not be required to walk up the stairs. They will be served on the ground floor. The landlord is making some changes, and the commissioner has promised to provide furniture and equipment. We've already received some furniture. We're just waiting for the landlord to finish the work so we can start using the space.
The inspector's report was formally presented during a police conference held on April 24th. For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bissett reporting.
According to leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney, citizens must place closer attention to the promises of the Prime Minister's budget presentation, as each statement has a deeper meaning and implication on the lives of citizens. Ahead of Friday's debate, Chasney outlines areas of concern within the budget and endeavored to explain what it truly means for the country.
The disco lights that were displayed in the Prime Minister's speech of all kinds of things is more of an admission that his programs were not working. We're paying twice the price for bread. We're paying more for electricity. Bus fares have gone up. We're paying more for daily products than we ever have. It's been the highest ever. Meanwhile, have our services improved? Has the quality of healthcare improved? So the Medical and Dental Association said it was the worst it's ever been.
Before making his official contribution to the budget debate in the House of Parliament, leader of the opposition, Alan Chasney, highlighted key areas of concern with what has been presented thus far. Topping the list is the broader impact of government interventions that he believes has negative implications for citizens and the economy.
The government has recognized that its policies up to date have not been working. So this government has imposed excessive duties, the 2.5% levy, one of them. And when the price of goods around the world went up and the cost of freight went up, what the government should have done is adjusted the tariffs, the duties, to lower them. Because the government would have earned the same amount of money. They didn't. They were greedy. And they've extracted over $300 million in comparison to 2019. Saint Lucians are paying $300 million more in taxes. It's coming from people's pockets. Meanwhile, the cost of living has gone up. And the most important issue is that wages have stayed the same.
By his account, the data being presented to citizens does not accurately reflect what is truly happening.
The government wants to say that unemployment rate is down to 8%. Statistically, but they've not told you the story behind that. The story behind that is that 4,000 people have opted to leave the workforce. When we talked about the new formula that they have, once a person loses a job and after 10 weeks they don't find a job, they're considered to be not looking for a job. So 4,000 people who we should never allow to be faceless and nameless have, for whatever reason, chosen not to be in the workforce. And that is what has caused the unemployment rate to come down. But it's not real.
Using examples of ongoing government interventions, Chasney explained why he is of the opinion that they are ineffective and says, contrary to the no new taxes promise made by the Prime Minister, the very same taxes are what has sustained the economy under the present administration and will now support their over $2 billion budget.
So he's adjusted the income tax by increasing the threshold because people were paying more income tax, even though he raised the threshold for people who didn't have to pay taxes from $18,000 to $25,000, even though he had a campaign promise of $48,000 that he was going to do. Capping gas at $16, that's not going to solve the problem. The gas prices around this region are in $12 and $13. So it means that he's still extorting the people of Saint Lucia. And so why I'm now saying what is happening in the world is going to have a significant impact on this government is because this government doesn't know how to grow the economy. And what it's going to have to understand is that Saint Lucia is an export-driven economy. What do I mean by that? the vast majority of things that we do, tourism, financial services, manufacturing, are all export related. So we have to compete in the global market. And what I just said to you is that the prices for goods are going to go down, people are going to have less money, so it means the government must reduce taxation. But if they were to reduce taxation meaningfully, it would significantly put a hole in their overall program, because that's their whole emphasis of growing the economy has been on taxes.
The bottom line for the opposition leader is that the budget presentation is merely a summary of what the government has done and will do, lacking the necessary data to back what is being said. The onus is now on citizens to make the comparison and critically assess the reality of things. Reporting for the Hot 7 TV News, I am Jasmine Duncan.
2 of 4 different investigations opened into claims of sexual misconduct within the Royal Saint Lucia Police Force have been resolved. That is according to Police Commissioner Vern God during a recent press conference.
During a press conference held on April 24th, Commissioner of Police Vern God provided an update regarding allegations of sexual misconduct involving a senior officer within the Royal Saint Lucia Police Force. Commissioner God confirmed that 4 separate allegations had been made, prompting the launch of 4 distinct investigations. Of these, 2 have already been resolved.
The investigator continues to be the very same investigator who started off the process. That's the very same investigator who started off the process. He submitted the 2 files through his line of supervision. He has submitted a recommendation to me. I have read the recommendation. I have spoken to his supervisor, and his supervisor also agrees with his investigation, and I also am in agreement with with the recommendations of his investigations.
Out of caution, God stated that he has referred the 2 files to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, requesting a thorough review. He added that this step was taken to allow the director to recommend the appropriate course of action to the commissioner.
As soon as these recommendations are made, again, I will not wait for a press conference. I will call on the press, individually or collectively as the case may be, and report what the DPP is saying in regards to his position.
In the aftermath of recent allegations, Commissioner God acknowledged that the Sexual Harassment Act remains under review and has yet to be formally implemented within the force. He further noted that the committee tasked with overseeing the development of the policy had concluded its final deliberation 3 weeks ago.
It's a policy that is needed. Now, it's not to say that there is absolutely no sexual harassment policy in the public service, you know. The public service is guided by clear rules in regards to how one set of people deal with another. But of course, to codify it and to make it more resilient, we need to put it in that kind of form and fashion, and we are working towards that.
For Hot 7 TV News, Josiah Bissett reporting.
Coming up next, the Home Affairs Minister says the National Authentication Framework is receiving positive feedback. And 2 of 4 sexual misconduct investigations within the police force have been resolved. The details to these stories and much more when we come back.